Morning all, happy Monday to you. Start of another week. It's going to be a gorgeous week, I think. They were saying that temperatures might get back up to 30. It's going to be a warm one. So this morning we have a Pilates based stretch class, and we're going to be focusing a lot on the spine and the glutes. So the glutes are a really big important muscle group that we use a lot, and we're going to be doing lots of trunk rotation and segmental control, so working the spine, working the mobility of the spine one vertebrae at a time. Okay, so lots of waking up for the spine on this Monday morning. So we're going to start standing. We're then going to be popping to hands and knees, and then when we go down onto our backs, so that I'm not lying on my back for too long, which obviously is a bit of a contraindication in pregnancy, we're going to be doing some lying work, but then coming back onto our bottoms kind of in the middle, and doing some trunk rotation, some seated stretching before we then lie back down, just to give me a little bit of a break from being on my back. So that's how it's going to look. So standing, then we're going to come down hands and knees, lying, roll back up to sitting, lying, roll back up to sitting, and that's where we will finish. Okay, so really nice stretch class this morning, just to wake us all up for the week, especially if it's been a busy weekend. So just make sure you've got a bit of a non-slip floor is good, and enough padding underneath you, so carpet, or pop your mats down if you've got one handy. Make sure you're warm enough as well, because it's going to be a slower pace class, and that you're comfortable, and we'll get going from there. Okay, right, let's pop ourselves to stand. Okay folks, so starting standing, so either there on your floor or on your mat, and let's just take some time to tune into our bodies this morning, and to have a little think about our posture, and have a little think about the spine already while we're standing. So let's level up across our big toes, and then let's just have a little bit of a play through the ankles. So maybe we'll just have a little walk through those ankles and just see how they feel. So just coming up onto the ball of the foot, and then just back down, and then maybe just coming up onto the balls of one foot and rotating the ankle round a little bit as well. So just roll the ankle out, do that on both sides, so just checking into those joints, and then pop those feet back down, check the toes, softening our knees just a little, just so that the knee isn't locked or hyperextended backwards, and then drawing our attention up to the pelvis, and just seeing if we can tuck that tailbone underneath us a bit more. Find the waistband of the top of your trousers and have a think, even if there's no mirror or anything handy, whether that top line would be parallel to the floor and not dipping to the front, dipping to the back. Sometimes if our hips aren't quite level, it might even dip to one side. So just have a think about the top of the waistband of your trousers. Let's just open the chest up, so you can give the shoulders a bit of a wiggle, and then imagine that the shoulders are sliding down and back. They've got quite a bit of movement, so send them down the back, and then finish by just bringing your chin up parallel to the floor and lifting tall into the crown of the head. Lovely. So we've drawn that spine up lovely and tall. So without changing that, drop the chin down. Just take a breath or two, let the shoulders feel low, and start to roll the head. So let's just roll out the back of the neck. And then as and when you're ready, let's bring our head back up on top. Have a bit of a peek around the right shoulder, so just a nice easy peek, don't stress the head too much. And then just come back to the centre, see if you can lift a little bit taller as you go over to the left side. Let's come back, my favourite one here, let the ear drop to the shoulder on the right side. Let the left shoulder feel nice and heavy. And then just come up in the center and just pop the left side down. Enjoy that stretch through the side of the neck. And then let's just come up and drop our chin just one more time. And then bring that head back up. So let's roll the spine, taking that lovely big inhale up to the top, and then just exhaling that breath all the way down. So again, if you inhale all the way up to the top, and exhaling down again. So if we do one more and start to roll the spine down at the bottom, let's breathe on up, let's exhale down, and then start to become a ragdoll when you get to the bottom. So let the head and the chin slump forwards, and then start to roll that spine down. Take a little pause whenever you feel that tension, or for me, whenever my belly gets in the way of me rolling any further. And then start to work yourself up again, section by section. Take a lovely big circle up to the top. Really lengthen that spine out. Let's go one more time into that roll down. Take your time. Such a simple exercise, rolling that spine down, but so beneficial. Just pause for a second if you're comfy. And then up you go again. So start to work your way back up. Take a lovely big lift to the top. And then if you just relax your arms all the way down to your sides. Lovely. So let's roll the shoulders. Let's do the right one, then the left one. So just taking a really big exaggerated roll. Take your time with it. Go for the left one. Really big exaggerated circle all the way around your clock face. Go right side again, all the way around. Lovely. If you go left side, goes all the way around. Lovely. And then just relax those arms down by your side. We're going to come up halfway like an aeroplane. Palms are down, and then I want you to keep the pelvis lovely and still. Draw the belly button in a little. And just rotate to the right. But if you can see, I haven't taken my pelvis around with me. So this part hasn't moved. It's still looking at you in the camera. And I'm just rotating above my belly button. Come back to the center. Rotate to that left side. Come back to the center. Your arms come up. Exhale, rotate right side. See if you can link the breathing. Inhale up. Exhale, release left. Let's do one more either side. Feels really nice after a busy weekend actually on the spine. So down and coming up. Inhale, down to the left. And then come up. Relax your arms all the way down to your side. So building into some ski swings. So if you just float the arms up in front, but keep the shoulders nice and low. And then just push the palms back down again. So we're inhaling up, but not allowing the shoulders to come up. And then just exhale down. So let's make it a bit bigger. We bend the knees a little on the way down, and we let the arms have that lovely ski swing. Doesn't have to be very big. My hands used to sweep the floor, but belly's in the way, so they don't do that anymore. Let's just do two more. So it should just feel lovely and loose and natural. Take your time with it. And then let's just bring the arms all the way down. And if you take a couple of shoulder rolls to come on back, so just do a lovely big exaggerated shoulder roll. Do one more. And then release and relax those shoulders. Fabulous. Right, we're going on to hands and knees. So let's just pop ourselves around. Down you go, in whichever way you feel most comfortable to get down. Onto your knees. If you want to take your knees a bit wider now before we sit back, then this is a good time to do it. And let's just have a few rotations of sitting back onto your heels and then just coming back up into that box position. So just sitting back Really lovely and easy, just coming back into that box position. Do a couple more of those, so let's sit back. Come on up, feels really nice on the lower back. Just do one more of those. And then come back up to the top, lovely. Now if you've got those nice wide knees like I have, we might just need to bring them back underneath our body a little bit, and we're going to roll up through cat and cow. So let's just start to tuck our pelvis and arch up. A little look down through the knees. And then allow the belly and the chest to drop. Feel your pelvis tipping forwards and your head coming up in front. And again, start to roll through. And then let's go back again. And let's just do one more of those. So feel that spine, that segmental control we talked about. Just working one vertebrae at a time, coming up. And then last time down into your cow. And then if you come back up to a lovely flat back. So let's just come up to a lovely flat back there. Super. So we're going to be moving into a pigeon stretch. So if you bring your right knee underneath you, and then I just want you to lift the left leg so that your right heel can pop underneath your body, and then you can just sit back a little into that pigeon stretch, so for those glutes. A little wiggle around to get comfy if you need to. Just find out where to put my belly. And then if you want to come down a bit lower, I'm only going to go to my forearms, but you can stretch out the whole way along the floor if you'd like to. It's just got to feel comfortable for you. So no point pushing it into all the way down along the floor if that feels painful or uncomfortable. It's got to feel good. And then when you're ready, let's start to climb up that little bit higher to the top again. And let that bottom muscle on your right side, your glute, really sink down into the floor. So to come out of our pigeon stretch, we just need to tuck our back toes, float the left knee. You can bring that knee underneath, foot back underneath you, and then step in. I want you to go wide again if you're going wide for the child's pose. And this time as you sit back, I want you to stretch your armpits and your arms from the armpits forwards a little bit more. Coming up again into your box position, but I want you to drop into your cow as you come forward. So let's link those two exercises. Start to round up into cat as you have a little bit of movement back to your heels. And then just coming up onto hands and knees, and as you get to the top, allow the belly to fall, the chest to fall, and then let's work up the other way into that cat stretch as we sit back. So we're just going to do that one more time, so let's come on up, tipping the pelvis, belly, chest, head, coming on up. And then just come back into your box position, and we might just need to readjust knees under hips so that we're nice and square. So we're going to go for that left leg into our pigeon. So we need to just take that right one out the way, bring that left heel under, and you can wiggle back like I did if that helps. Hopefully you've got enough room, itchy nose. And then if you want to sit down a little bit more, just bring yourself down a level. Maybe you want to lay your head on the floor and stretch your arms all the way forwards. So just working within your own range of movement and what feels good for your body. Just because you could do something yesterday doesn't mean that it's going to be right for us today. So just working with what feels comfortable. And then start to just bring yourself up a level. Just pause and let that left glute just head to the floor. Then we need to tuck the back toe so we can lift the knee, get the leg out the way, and we can step back in. And then just one more time, go wide if that's what's comfortable for you. Sit back and let's stay there for a minute. Again, going as low as is comfortable for you. So if you find that you get a bit compressed, if you try and go too close to the floor, maybe it's a bit more difficult to breathe, then just stay up high on the forearms and keep the legs a bit wider so you've got more room. And then just come back up onto your box position. So let's square ourselves up. We're going to take that right hand and I just want you to bring it out like an aeroplane. And then we're going to thread our needle, but we're not going to rest yet. So let's point that right hand underneath the body, let that trunk rotate, push the fingertips away, and then just come out again into your aeroplane. See if you can open the chest up a little bit further maybe, and then just point those fingertips through again, little push, push, and then just one more. So open up the aeroplane, and then just have a little push through, and then let's pause it this time. Just take my knees a bit wider, and down you go if you're happy to. Little push back up. Just changing hands there. Left one comes out like an airplane. And then it starts to tuck under. And we have a little push push with the fingertips. And then we're coming out again. Opening up. And a little push underneath. One more time, see if you can open up the chest on that left side a little bit more. And then under we go. And if you're comfy, you can always come down a level. And then a little push on up. We're going to round our spine to come up. So let's just sit back onto those heels. And then start to tuck your chin in. Use your hands if you want to, but let's try and roll our spine up from the base through that mid-spine, upper shoulders, neck and head. Lovely. So let's pop ourselves onto our backs. So if you give yourselves a wiggle forwards and then down we go when you're ready. So let's get down onto our backs as however you find comfortable. So nice roll down maybe. Lovely. And then if you just come onto your tippy toes for a second, take your arms out lovely and wide. And let's just roll the lower back. Oh, that's amazing. So just let your body weight roll across, all the way across the lower back, onto the opposite side of that pelvis. Oh, right into the sides of that IT band. Oh, nice. Let's just do one more to either side. Lovely. And then let's just pause in the centre there. Heels can come down, arms can come down. So we said about working, focusing lots on glutes today. So what I want us to do first is take our knees up into our chest and just have a little bit of a hug out. Drawing those knees all the way up to your armpits. Lovely. And then if you keep your right knee in, but let's stretch out the left leg, hopefully you've got enough room. And then just give it another good squeeze in towards you. And then probably one of my favourite moves here, we're going to relax the arms out, so like a T shape again, and let your left knee just roll across your body. You might need to use a little bit of push on the arms to start with, and then let it roll back nice and slow, and let the knee just drop out to the side. So just let it stretch as far as it wants to, and then over you go again. A little bit of a roll, maybe bring the head in too. So we look the opposite way, and you make this movement as big or as small as you want to, whatever feels good. And then the next time we go over to the left side with this knee, we're going to pause there. So over we go, and let's just pause. You can pop a hand on the outside thigh if you like, and we can look out to those right fingertips. And then let's come back to centre. So if we have both knees coming up, and then if we get rid of the right one, so we can have the left one in, and then become a T. And then the first one I always find feels a little bit awkward. I've kind of got to push that knee over and then allow it to roll back. And then once we get a little bit of movement going, it feels a lot easier. Opening the knee out, rolling across. Maybe bringing that head in as well, let that neck turn. Lovely. So the next time we go across, let's just stay there for a mo. So rolling across, and then if you want to use your hand on the outside of your thigh, we can just add a little bit more stretch if you like. And then if we just come back to centre and bring those knees up, so find either shins or thighs, because we're going to give ourselves a little roll to come up, so up we come. Let's sit comfortably just for a second, so just to take any pressure off my back for a second, we're just going to come back up to seated. Take a lovely spinal rotation around to that right side, and I want this spine to be lovely and tall, so what we don't want to do is collapse back at all. So let's just keep everything lovely, drawn back. And then as you hold that rotation, have a little look over your left shoulder. And then come back over your right. And then let's change the hands. So stepping around to that left side, draw the spine up lovely and tall. And then just have a little look over that right shoulder. And then have a little look back again over the left. And then come back to the centre. Let's release the hands. So we're going to roll back down to the floor. So take care as you roll down. Draw those knees wide. And then if you pop the feet down, so let's pop the right foot onto that left thigh, and I want you to push that right knee away from you. So recognising the reverse pigeon, or sometimes called figure four. So let's bring this left leg up. So holding on wherever feels comfortable for you. I can just about reach behind my thigh still. And if you can start to squeeze that leg in a little bit closer. And then gently, I want you to let that left foot come down, but see if you can keep that right foot on the thigh for the minute. We can stretch the arms out, and I want you to let the leg roll all the way over, so that right foot steps down. And then coming back up to centre. Release Release arms, release legs. Left one onto right. Open up that left knee first, so you can physically push it away from you, and then just bring that knee in. And squeezing that stretch towards you if you can. And then just popping your foot down to the floor. Keeping that left one on, become a T, and then step all the way over if you can. And then gently come back to center. We're going to be rolling up again, so let's bring the knees in, or maybe you find it easier to pop onto your side to come up. Either is absolutely fine. So bringing ourselves all the way back up to top. I'm going to spin around now so I can see you, or so you can see me, whichever way that works really. And so let's seat however we're comfortable. So this last glute stretch here. So cross-legged is great, legs in front, legs in a V shape. Bring your spine back up nice and tall. So let's just lift lovely and tall again. Relaxing those arms, they come up above the head. Slide your shoulder blades down and then just start to reach forwards. And then let the hands come down into the floor. Rolling those seat bones back. And then roll that spine back up. And if we're cross-legged, we're going to change our cross. So changing our cross if we are cross-legged. Spine is tall again. Relax. Inhale up. Drop the shoulders down. And then just lengthen forwards by tilting that pelvis. And then just let those hands come down. No more forearms on the floor for me. Just rolling those seat bones back. And then just stepping our hands in, rolling our spine up against the top and sinking that chin. And then let the head roll side to side, take your time. Make that roll a little bit bigger. Lovely and slow so you can feel the stretch move as it works its way around the neck. Do one more to either side, slow. One more round you go again. Lovely, then relax that head. Pop your head back up on top. Nice big inhale, exhale breath. Let's relax our hands, sweep on up, sweep down. Imagine that spine growing longer as you take your hands up above your head. So let's come up, bring the palms together, and we're coming down. And we are having our little bow to signal the end of our session. So hopefully you enjoyed that, folks, and the lower back feels good, the spine feels nice and loose and relaxed, and you are ready to get on with your day. So I will see you guys. My next class will be Thursday morning, so that will be our yoga latte session, and I hope to see you then. But any questions, do leave me a little comment. Otherwise, enjoy your day. Happy Monday to you, everyone.